Is it safe to travel to Europe now? The conflict in Ukraine has many travelers rethinking upcoming trips to Europe. Security experts weigh on whether they are concerned. For the past 2 years, global travelers have been focused mainly on one primary concern: how to stay safe during the coronavirus pandemic. That change came quickly on February 24 when Russian troops invaded bordering Ukraine and war broke out in Europe, making the conflict not a top concern for many travelers. While the ongoing Ukraine crisis may have already caused a drop in confidence and demand for travel to Europe from the U.S., recent survey data and booking data indicate that the war is impacting U.S. travelers' plans to visit both the countries that are directly affected and those that will be indirectly impacted by the war. European travelers are more concerned about the conflict spreading to neighboring countries than COVID-19 health and safety concerns. When it comes to planning a trip to Europe, almost half of travelers, 47%, say they'd rather wait and see how the situation in Ukraine plays out, according to a survey of 1,100 U.S. adults commissioned by MMGY Travel Intelligence, the research division of marketing firm MMGY Global. There's also been a shift in how people around the world are feeling about the new U.S. sanctions on Russian companies and their potential to hurt both businesses and individuals. As a result, there's a wait-and-see attitude, where people have not only rethought how they spend their money, but also how they plan vacations. Given the concern and unease, we reached out to travel risk management and security experts to offer their insight into whether it's safe to travel to Europe right now. So the most frequently asking question is it safe to travel to Europe at the moment? When asked if it is safe to travel to Europe at the moment, Mike Suzone, Senior Vice President of Global Intelligence for Crisis Response and Risk Management Business, Crisis 24, says a qualified yes. It's safe to fly to and through Europe. Even if the travelers want to vacation far from the conflict zone, they can be confident that it's safe to fly across the pond. Traveler trepidation is understandable, but I don't feel there's any need to cancel vacations or business trips to Europe or Central European countries, advises Dan Richards, CEO of Global Rescue, a provider of medical, evacuation, and travel risk management services. For some observers, the conflict is bringing back memories of the Malaysian Airlines Flight 17, which was downed in 2014 by a Russian-made surface-to-air missile over eastern Ukraine on a flight from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. All 298 people on board the 777 were killed. This led safety experts to call for tougher restrictions on commercial airliners flying near conflict zones, and said there was no evidence that the area where the plane was shot down was close to civilian air traffic. They've put new safeguards in place, says aviation safety expert John Goglia, a former member of the National Transportation Safety Board, adding that travelers should be reassured that the airspace over Ukraine is totally closed off. It is safe to fly within Europe, Goglia says. According to a Marine Corps officer and director of security solutions at an international SOS, a worldwide health and security risk management organization, it is safe to travel in Europe right now. What we believe Russia's goals are basically territorial control of Ukraine in order to build an extra barrier from the West, Proud adds. They are unlikely to deploy military action against other European states due to mutual defense treaties in existence between EU and NATO members.